Well, look who's finally posting something here. I'm here with a walkthrough of how I put together this closet cosplay of Enmu from Demon Slayer. This isn't really a step-by-step tutorial, but I will have all the products linked below with timestamps. So I'm actually recording this months after, or editing this months after recording, and I think I was watching A Girl from Nowhere while I was recording this, so if you see my facial expressions, and if you've seen the show, you'll understand why. But first I'm going in with my base, and I'm just gonna apply powder all over my face to help with oil control. I'm going for a semi-matte look, not quite ashy like Enmu, but you know, adjacent. And I use an orange corrector mixed with a little bit of this neutral concealer just to correct the discolored areas of my face, you know, dark circles and whatnot. And then I take NYX Born to Glow under my eyes and on the high points of my face. And I blend that out with a sponge. And right after that, I took LA Girl Pro Concealer in Expresso, I think, to contour. I conceal before foundation because everything blends so smoothly after blending the foundation in. So I'm using Catrice HD Liquid Camouflage in 70, and this is a natural matte look. And I set this with Mercier translucent powder. This is the powder I used throughout the video. Forgot to mention it at first. Then I take NYX Born to Glow in Natural Tan, and I'm using this on my eyelid to form a base. Oh, what happened here? I need to rewatch this show. But yeah, I put that on my eyelid as an eyeshadow base, and I also set it with a little bit of Laura Mercier powder too, so my eyelids get oily. And next I'm going in really lightly with the Brownie bar onto my forehead. And we're trying to look like a demon, so we don't want to look too bronze. You know, demons don't go in the sun and whatnot. But after that, I'm going to go and take my micro brow pencil from NYX, and I'm just going to lightly fill in my brows with really short strokes. I'm going for a very light look with my brows. And I also go in with Milani's Weekend Brow Pencil on top of that, just to draw in some extra hairs in the gaps and towards the end of my eyebrow. I want it to look really feathered. And now I'm grabbing the contour palette from Beauty Bakerie again, and I'm just taking the darkest color and I'm pushing that into my crease. And after that, I'm gonna take the same orangey brown color that I used on my face, and I'm gonna blend it out just to deepen my crease. I also take Permafrost from the Desert Warrior palette. This is like a champagne color, and I just pop that on the center of my lid just to give me some dimension. Now, this looks funky, but I'm uncurling my lashes to give me space to put on eyeliner. I'll explain it another time. But yeah, then I go in with some eyeliner. I'm just doing a very simple wing, nothing too complicated. Now I'm taking the shade Arid, which is a shimmery gold color, and I'm popping that into my inner corner. After that, I use my angled shadow brush to deepen the lower eyelid crease with my bronzer color. And then I take NYX retractable eyeliner in black and I line my lower waterline, and I also smudge it out with a small angled brush. It's so blurry, oh my god, why? Now I'm applying a light pink blush very lightly. I just want a slight flush of color. Pretty smooth so far. Next is the hard part. I use a brown eyebrow pencil to draw guides for Enmu's face tattoos. I couldn't do all of it on camera because it was quite tedious. After that, I take my Wet n Wild paint palette and a small detail paintbrush, and I apply this yellow color inside of the boxes that I drew. And after I do that, I apply neon green eyeshadow on top of the paint, patting it in. I started at the top with a bright neon green, and then I did the same to the following boxes with progressively lighter greens. The final box was yellow. And I outlined each box with NYX Epic Liner. This also took a minute, but it came out pretty decent in the end. There we go. Now I'm just applying some degular Ardell lashes. Lashes really bring together a whole look. I really should have lined the band right after I did this, but oh well. Just adding some mascara to my lower lashes. Then I applied a clear lip gloss. Nothing too bright for this since the focus is on the face tattoos. And now the face makeup is donezo. So instead of purchasing a new wig and paying for shipping, I just pulled out my old wig and some random extensions. I have this hair paint wax like temporary hair dye that I use to color my ends. I hope that made sense. I feel like that was just word salad. But I applied this to my ends and it came out decently red. Yo, what scene was this? I have to rewatch that show. But after applying it to my ends, I kind of combed it out just to get rid of the naps that it caused. And you know, I did the trick. Finally, here's how I drew the mouth on the hand. I used NYX Microbrow to sketch the mouth onto my hand. I had reference images from like Google Images for this part. Yeah, there was no stencil or anything, so I kind of had to just draw it myself. And then I used LA Colors Jumbo Eye Pencil in white, and then I grabbed a small detail brush to paint in the paint for the white teeth. And after painting that in, I set it with like an off-white color, an off-white eyeshadow. Then I used the Epic liner to outline all the teeth and the entire mouth. I also filled in the space between the top and bottom teeth with black liner too. And I topped that off with a little bit of pink paint to draw in the tongue or whatever that is. I don't know, I just drew what the picture showed me. I think it's the tongue. But after that, we are done. Hand done, face done. Here's how we're looking. I wish I lined my lash line. That's the only thing I would change, but other than that, I love it. I tried to film some full body shots, but I wasn't recording any of that. Alright, thank you for watching my video. I'm happy I redid this cosplay. I tried doing this once before, but I lost all the footage, so I'm happy I tried this again. I think it came out better this time too. I don't know when I'm gonna get this up, but at least I did it. But I tried. I think the hardest part of this cosplay was doing the hand and then the squares on the cheek. It's really hard to draw straight lines when you have like a curved face, especially with my round ass cheeks. This was kind of difficult. This is kind of a closet cosplay too. I wasn't able to actually buy the full costume just because with sizing and cosplays, sometimes I just can't, sometimes I'm really skeptical of the sizing. Like if you're someone who orders cosplays and like doesn't make them, you know that sometimes the sizing is just a little wonky. I'm poor, so my best alternative for getting into cosplay but trying to save money is using makeup as much as I can. I don't have pants on. These are leggings. All I did was buy this jacket from, I got this jacket from ASOS? ASOS? Is it ASOS? ASOS? I don't know. I got this jacket and this button up at ASOS. So if you wanted to support the channel, so you can get access, you can get monthly access to bonus content. I'm gonna rephrase that one more time. Jesus Christ. And check out my coffee page if you want. You need to be so bad at recording. I'm gonna go and take pictures and take my ass to bed because I'm so tired. Peace out.